So I just wanted to start basically by talking to you guys about the homework assignments that I gave you. I'd kind of like Corey to start.
I actually had something else in mind, just if we could just discuss today for the first few minutes. It's about when we left last week.
Okay.
An event that happened, actually right before we even left the building and started.
Oh, that's actually applies to the homework, so perfect. All right.
So when we were getting ready to get onto the elevator, Jenna started talking about how she felt that coming here was useless and that we shouldn't have even been here to see you, Dr. Nesbitt, and I feel like she's not committed to the process of our family achieving harmony again.
You look like that's true.
I guess I could say I would agree with him, but I don't see anything wrong with what I'm doing.
So you don't think that you guys need to be here?
I think that maybe we'll learn something from it. A little bit, but not to the extent that I think my husband's trying to reach.
Okay, so you guys don't really think that you'll change?
But it's for our family, don't you get that?
Oh, I get it. But I think that I need to be in control all the time, and I'm the one that runs the family.
Okay, so you don't want me here telling you guys what to do? Okay. Ryan?
Well, we have to be here.
Well, that's...
Because of you.
That's true. But, I mean, you don't really have to, if you don't want to, I guess you don't really have to get anything out of it. But, personally, I think you're here anyway.
I would like to fix the problems that we're having at home.
Okay. What?
So would I.
And you wouldn't?
I'm willing to listen.
Okay. Well, that's good. So, why don't you tell me about this, more about this fight? How did you feel when this fight happened? Did you say anything?
Well, I mean, it was between us. I mean, I felt like I was being targeted because I brought to my counselor.
So she was talking to you mainly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was acting out in school, and I broke down to my counselor at school and told her that the way my mother treats me
Okay.
and the way she handles situations.
So you feel it's your fault?
Well, I feel like that's the way she was making me feel was my fault.
Do you think that it's her fault that you guys have to be here?
At times. I'm sure that there's situations that I've started and just have continued to act out on her because I don't want to look at anything else. But most of the time I would say it is her fault.
Corey, do you have any?
I don't feel like it's anybody's fault. I mean, this argument broke out when I was about to tell my family that, hey, it feels like we're finally getting to a point where we're going to cohese as a family, and it's just not happening, obviously, from the argument that we had before we even left the premises the other day.
Well, at least we know that you guys are all willing to try, which is one good step. So why don't we talk about the things that maybe you guys, instead of immediately starting a fight, maybe some other ways that you guys could have discussed coming here. Maybe Jenna, since you started it out, is there any way that instead of being straight off saying that you didn't want to come here again, maybe you could have, are there any other ways that you could have thought to bring it up?
Instead of fighting with them, you mean?
Yeah.
I just have always resorted to, I didn't want it to resort to fighting, but it just escalated to that because I was trying to figure something out.
Always confrontation?
A lot of the time.
I seem to have gotten that it's not actually that it resorts to fighting, that it starts out as fighting. I don't know if this is true, but
in this situation, I'm not sure.
I mean, I know with past experience that it does.
You have past experience that she just starts fights?
I feel like, yeah.
Is that what you did your homework on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, why don't we talk about that?
When I was 6 years old, I thought that we planned out a trip to Disney, but my dad decided that he had to work and he couldn't go, and my mom didn't feel like taking me by herself. So I whined a little bit because I was 6 years old, and she immediately spanked me, punched me, grounded me, and sent me to my room. Grounded me for a week and sent me to my room, as I can remember. And I don't know what I did other than complain, because I mean I was promised something and nothing happened.
Okay. Is this what you guys remember, the situation being?
But
I remember it was the busiest time of the year, and I couldn't get off from work to go on vacation, and I thought the family understood that.
Okay.
Marion never came to me and said that she was disappointed or anything.
Okay.
She doesn't want to come to you.
Well, what do you think about this situation? Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember. I was so upset and angry that everything was planned and she was excited, and then he goes and cancels and can't come because of work. Like, out of all this time, we take the time to plan it.
So you took it out on Marion instead of coming to talk to me?
She was the only one there.
Was your dad not around very much either?
No, my dad was not around.
Okay, so did your mom take stuff out on you as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That may be something that we can work on. Since at least now you guys all seem to know that one of the problems that could be that because that's how you were treated as a kid, so you're going to treat your daughter like that. Maybe, I mean, I know Corey doesn't want to cut back on work, but that seems to be pretty much what most of your guys' problems revolve around.
Coming back from work. I actually thought about something related kind of to what you just asked Jenna about my own family and the reasons why I feel like I should, why I'm the way I am. And I just feel like my father was really disappointed in me at one point in my life because I didn't make the football team. And he ridiculed me in front of my friends, in front of all of our family at family functions, and it was just, it took an emotional toll. So I learned to just obey what he says no matter what. And initially when I first met Jenna, I saw her as an authoritarian type person, and I think that's kind of what drew me to her.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't have to change.
But now are you starting to think that maybe you do want to start changing?
I feel like I need to be there more for my family and for my wife, and especially for my daughter, because it seems like my wife's taken so much out on her and I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to be more authoritarian, more.
It seems that you guys have different parenting styles but aren't really discussing them. Maybe you could start trying to talk about things instead. And I know that you may not be around, Jenna, I know that things may happen when Corey's not there, but sometimes it's best just to maybe let whatever happens happen and wait until Corey gets home, or maybe even like talk about things before going right to the punishment. Alright, from the events that you guys have told me about, is the problem that I seem to have come up with is that you guys resort right to fighting. You guys go right to fighting instead of actually discussing things out. So I think that would be something that we should really, that would probably be our main goal. So that's all okay with you. And I know Jenna isn't very, I mean, you actually seem to be much more open to the idea.
I'm willing to try this time, for sure.
I'm willing to try if other people try as well.
I think that you guys are all willing to try, and
Marion?
Yeah.
You want to try?
if you all do each remember the things that we talked about today and apply them in the fights and issues or anything that you guys have just every day. Hopefully, by the time I see you again in a week, then maybe you guys will have some change.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds like a
I'll see you
plan.
guys in a week.
Okay.